Today is an exciting day for me. It brings back a lot of memories of when we gathered up during this time when I was young, during the equinox, the beginning of spring. For us, it was exciting because we work with the Mother Earth intensely, and we see that many of our plants, many of our animals are coming out of their hibernation period. I understand also that we do have a lot of animals that don't go into hibernation around the planet, but for our people, we always honored the animals. And our people, they say that when we put the animals to sleep, when we do ceremonies for them in the fall time, getting them ready to go into their hibernation places, we offer prayers for them that they would be safe through the winter months. And so, as we understood the animals when they went to sleep, when they came out during springtime, like this time that we're in right now, probably another month or so, we would see the bear tracks, or we'd see the ones who were in hibernation come out of their places. And so we would have a ceremony for them, probably in another, I'm going to say maybe another month, maybe a little bit more, depending on the snow load. And so we'd pray, and we'd call in all the animals and all the plants that went into dormancy over the winter months in hibernation. And we'd have a ceremony with them, and we'd ask them, what is it that you've seen through the winter that maybe can help us out in these upcoming months, going into summer and just experiencing life again? So we would communicate with the animals, and we'd have these big bear ceremonies. And in our bear ceremonies, we would call in the bears, and they'd literally come in the physical bears would come into the ceremony. And we would honor them and give them offerings of food and gratitude for them being with us. But this is the old way, and I've experienced many ceremonies where we had a lot of bears just coming in with us. They're gentle creatures, kind of like overgrown teenagers, basically. And so the grandmas would talk to them, and we would talk to them, and we do ceremony for them. But again, kind of getting back to this renewal energy. During the winter months, we would also go into a partial hibernation, because in our lands, we had a lot of snow, so you couldn't really travel anywhere during the winter months. It's almost kind of like in quarantine, like the pandemic almost, but not that. It wasn't bad quarantine. It was a good quarantine. So the grandmas, they would tend to their baskets and tend to, making more clothing, and then the men, the grandpas, they would teach the young men about making, making the bows and the arrows and quivers and fishing supplies and all that other stuff. So we were pretty busy throughout the winter months. And so the springtime, it was like, yeah, we're going to try these new items out. We're going to wait for the snow to melt so we can get up to the trails and work with the Mother Earth again. So as I was out sitting with the altar this morning, and just thousands of prayers, hundreds of thousands of prayers, just kind of filling up my water jug. I think I better get a bigger water jug to put out there to hold all those prayers. But it's a brand new season upcoming, spring. And I'm going to say it this way: it's never ever been used And I keep on getting reminded is if we don't change some of the ways that we're living here on the planet, and we just recycle what we did last year, then nothing's going to change. And so it's up to us to make that change this year, right now, today, in your life. What are you going to change that would better your life this coming spring? There's an old offering that way we give it to the Mother Earth, we give it to the Creator, give it to the Holy Ones. And it was an offering of 4 years. And anything that has changed in our lives dramatically, I'm not saying a simple change, I'm saying a major change, like a relocation or a marriage or a death in the family or a newborn that come into our life. Anything that has changed our environment, we see that this is a brand new energy that's coming in. And so we give offerings for the first year, second year, third year, and the fourth year. The first year, we give an offering of understanding. What is it that we need to do to accommodate this new change? How is it going to affect our lives? How is it going to affect my life? And how is it going to affect the lives of the others that are around me because of this change, like a rippling effect, if you will? And so we give an offering of the first year of understanding, is understanding this change, looking at it upside down, around, backwards, forwards, and through, and saying, okay, we're seeking information, we're seeking knowledge about this change. How are we going to live with this change? The second year offering is, okay, we've got 1 year underneath our belt. It's kind of like combining all of our thoughts together and saying, okay, if we understand the change, now how do we balance it out? So the second year is kind of like that balancing act. It's like, whatever's going to work for this change in my life. And I kind of nurture it and blend it into my new life. And the third year, it's like what we call that healing year. Is that, okay, you got through the first year of identifying the change, the second year of integrating the change and making it more inclusive in our lives, I guess. And so as we're in agreement with what we've found and how we're changing, then the third year is kind of like, okay, we set in place in our life, this is the way the change has affected me, and this is the way I'm going to live the rest of my life. And so that third year, it's an offering of healing, an offering of thanksgiving, an offering of forgiveness. And so we call it the coming out, or is not the coming out year, but the healing year. Is that, okay, we've made the change. Now we're asking for healing for this great change. And then the fourth year offering is what we call a coming out offering. It's like, okay, we made the adjustments in the last 3 years. I understand this new change in my life, and so I adopt it. And so the fourth year is like, okay, you made your offerings, you understand the change, you've mended the change, you've altered it to benefit you. And so now we're off and running again. So it's a brand new life after the fourth year. So I was reminded that ceremony this morning that the elders did. And so for me, it's like every year, usually around the new year. And for our people, the new year was always around the winter solstice. And during that time, we would give our offerings for the year, and ask to see if there's any changes that I need to make in my life this year. Well, I guess what I'm getting at is like the energy you have at your front door, kind of tapping on your front door, so to speak, to allow all of this energy to come into you as a person, come into your home, come into your family, and come into your lands. It's a different way of thinking about energy and about how you live. But in order for us to change anything here on this planet, that we need to make a change individually. We need to make a change, and that change will affect our environment like ripples on a pond. If we create a new energy that's very, very life-sustaining, very balanced and in harmony with all living things, then things will start changing around us. We'll see changes in our family, our neighbors, our our community. It only takes one person, to start that rippling effect. So anyway, I'm gonna just kind of leave it at that. So I'm gonna go back to Jigna and Rosa and see if we have any comments coming in that we need to address. Oh,
Oh, I'm curious, Marshall. There's been a theme every day. So what do you think? What is the theme of today?
change. I'm kind of talking with Goldie over here, and asking Goldie, what are the words that we need to say today? And she says, huh, she's saying freedom. Change something in your life that will give you freedom, and something maybe substantial, to really enjoy this life, really, really honor this life and everything that gives you life. And so for me, it's like, working with the holy ones, it was always about the joy. I think yesterday we mentioned, find the joy in the conflicts, and the conflicts will disappear. Well, if we don't create any conflicts, obviously there's going to be more joy in our life. And so for me, it's like, okay, we have a lot of people around the planet that's joining in with us, making their altars, beautiful altars, by the way. I looked through the pictures and the comments and the responses back from all of you out there that are really in tune with what we're doing. And I really appreciate your energy wherever you are out there and creating these altars. I don't know if you understand how powerful those altars are, because each altar that we're creating right now, they're all linked together. And so the more I see that, there's the synchronization going on. And I know for you, the ones who have created the altars, wherever or however you did that, I know you felt a change. There is no doubt in my mind that something changed in your environment, in your home, or maybe within yourself. And I would encourage you to kind of express that, in a text, or here on Facebook, or wherever, on the People's Wave of Love. Explain to us how it has changed you, or changed your environment around you. It's almost like we have a brand new life that's been waiting for us. That we've been searching here, searching there, searching over there, and searching everywhere. We know there's something better out there somewhere, but then sometimes we don't know how to attain that, or even know where to begin in the search for that. And Goldie said, you don't have to search for anything. It will come to you if your heart is in a good place. If your soul is in a good place, in a humble place, and saying, I just need some help down here. I want a joyful life. I want to eliminate the stress in my life. Stress is a really, really powerful energy field, because the stress will clog up your meridians and your energy fields within your body. And years ago we always said, keep the waters flowing. It sounds like keep the waters flowing within your body also, so that the energy can come in through your crown chakra and kind of come down, through your throat chakra, heart chakra, your solar plexus, all the way down to your root chakra. Identify where the blockages are in your body that's caused by the stress. Eliminate that stress. That maybe, you're getting too many headaches or whatever. Eliminate the stress in your mind, the clutter that's in your mind. Drink more water, obviously, and flush all of that energy out of you. And if your heart is sad, it's like, relieve that sadness, relieve that stress on your heart. Drink more water, allow that to flush out. And so it's a sequence that we can go through to identify what's going on with our body. Why are we so stressed out? Why am I feeling agitated all the time? Every little thing that goes on, whether it be our children, our spouse, our work, our environment, our neighbors, or whoever, or even the media. We watch the media and we see all this crazy stuff going on out there. And if we absorb that energy, it creates a stress on the body. And so finding the key to relieve that stress is within you. It's not out there. You have that ability to relieve that stress. All you need is some knowledge of how to do that. And so once you start relieving that stress out of your body, then you start to feel a little better. You start to feel energy coming back to you. And eventually, you're going to start feeling that joy and that freedom that's within you. And again, let me express that. It's within you. It's not out there. You are the one that creates that environment within inside of yourself. Out there, you absorb that environment that creates the stress. So for me, it's like, I don't really have too many challenges with stress anymore, because I rely on the Mother Earth and the Creator and the Holy Ones. Goldie over here, Goldie will chew me out if I'm getting too stressed out. And so I just sit with myself, and I say, okay, so find me more joy today. I ask the Holy Ones every morning. I say, okay, I'm available. What do you need me to do for you this day? Right there for me, it's like I lose my expectations on this day. I don't have any expectations for this day. I hand all of that over to the Creator and the Holy Ones and my ancestors. And say, okay, what is it that I need to be doing this day for the betterment of the Mother Earth, for the betterment of myself, my home, Terry, and my lands here on the island. And so those are the things that I concentrate on, is looking for the joy. If there's no joy in it, I don't do it. Just bottom line, I don't do it if there's no joy in it. If I can't find the joy in the conflict, it's like, why would I even create the conflict? The conflict isn't out there. The conflict is in me. I create the conflict right here in my mind. Why would I want to do that? So with that being said, I'm going to maybe hand it back to Jigna, see if there's any comments that come in about all that.
Question from Wilbur. He's asking, would the water we repeat our intentions daily, but what else should we do? So like, what else can we do in addition to putting our prayers in the water? I'll let you go ahead and answer that.
Okay, let's go back to the first question again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just new insights, asking about insights for this year.
The insights are created by you yourself. You know, as I mentioned before, the freedom is if you can envision the freedom in this upcoming year, you know, in the springtime, you look at the freedom, maybe something that you've never looked at before. You know, maybe you've just concentrated on the stress of life. But if you can visualize the freedom that you're trying to attain, understand what's blocking that freedom. And so once you can do that, then you have a lot of energy coming into you that's very, very joyful. But you're the only one in control of that. The outside world can influence us if we allow it to. But here in this body, we have an authority to change energies in any different direction we want to change it in. And so for me, it's always changing the energies into a joyful energy, into a happy energy, an energy without stress. You're the only one that can do that. You know, I can suggest, and other people can suggest how to do that, but you know how to do that inside of yourself. So the outlook for this year for me is like, okay, we're gathering billions of people around the planet, you know, seeking probably the same things that we're all seeking, and that's happiness, that's harmony and peace and love and joy throughout. But it starts with each one of us, and that's why we're creating this the people's wave of love. You know, the more people that understand it, we can shift a lot of energy real fast, and we are. And we're hoping by the 10-day ceremony that's upcoming in around the solstice in June, we'll have a lot more people involved, and we're going to start seeing changes upon the planet. So again, I just hand it back to you as individuals. You are the ones that can make that joyful happiness in your life. And create that freedom that you're seeking. I can't do it for you. Nobody else can do it for you. It's within your own abilities, within your own authority to make that change. So I give that much to you anyway for the first question is like, yeah. The new insights are to seek the change of happiness, to seek the change of joy. Find that for yourself. And you'll be a better person. It's almost like the elders, they say, yeah, when we're 100% and we're feeling good, we're feeling strong, we're feeling joyful, and you know, we don't have any stress related issues or whatever, yeah, we're in a good place. They say that when we're strong, when our heart is strong, our soul is strong, our body and our intentions are really, really strong. And right here in this body, the energy starts rippling out. It's like right now, as I'm talking, I'm seeing that there's an energy field that's going out in my house because I feel good. And so, again, the outlook is to find the joy, find the happiness, find everything that's good for your life. Don't look for the bad. Don't look for the struggle. Don't create any conflicts. If you can do that much, you'll have a beautiful, beautiful outlook for this coming year. I hope that answers the first question. And the second question from Wilbur was what again?
Thank you, Marshall. The second question is, It sounds like he understands that we are to repeat our intentions daily with the water, but what else should we do for this ceremony in addition to putting our prayers in the water?
Well, again, if you've gotten that far in your life, you're calling in the ancestors are surrounding you, you're asking their permission, the holy ones are surrounding you and helping you out and guiding you and giving you direction. We can express the energy that's given to us through that realm and express that energy out to our homelands, out to our community, out there in say if you're living in a subdivision or whatever, and you have a lot of neighbors, you don't have no idea who these people are. Why is that? And so, it's offering your love and your compassion to everybody that's living with you in your immediate environment. You'll see a change, and people will start talking to you, and you're and people that you don't even know will say, "Hey, how are you doing this morning?" That's because of you, because you radiated that environment, the energy in your environment. It only takes one person to be able to do that. In my healing work, when we're doing healing work on individuals, we say, yeah, if you can change your internal environment around, change it to be a happy place, and receive the healing that you need to do to release all of this stress and this energy that's bombarding you. When you can get there, I'm just going to say a side note here. If it's ancestral related, again, if it's ancestral related, what I mean by that, if what you're experiencing was caused through hereditary environment, either on your mom or your dad's side, and you're repeating the same thing that happened, whether it be on your mom or your dad's side, if there's a repetitiveness there, and that energy is through the whole family, through that whole bloodline. If you change that environment, it only takes one in that family unit to change the energy field that you inherited from your ancestor. Once you identify it, you change it, ask for forgiveness. If there's anything that you've done wrong in the Creator's eyes this day or any other day upon this planet, and you make yourself whole again, you are making a change for the rest of the family. It goes out like a rippling effect. It's like yesterday. I'll give you an example of what I'm saying. Rosa, she mentioned about her parents putting out a water altar, and she was kind of blown away by that. Because I'm not sure. I don't want to get in her personal relationship with her parents. But for her to see her parents do that, it's like, whoa, that's powerful. But who created that? Rosa. Rosa created that because she felt it in her heart, and it rippled out to her parents. So it's very, very hard to explain how that energy really works, but it works. Maybe scientifically. I know there's a lot of studies about all this energy and everything else. I know they're identifying more and more and more how our thoughts can travel and change molecular structure, like Dr. Emoto was talking about with the water. We have a lot of scientists that are really looking into the science of energy of the mind. So in your altars at home, they may be repetitive prayers that you're putting into your altars, and if you're doing that, you're doing something wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's like every day, it's a brand new day. You should have brand new thoughts about what to offer into your altar. It's up to you. It's like my grandma used to say. She said, every day, do something different. Do something different every day, and then you won't get bored. I still do that, whether it be be going somewhere where I never gone before, or as simple as eating something I never ate before. But something daily that I change that I'd never done before. And so it's kind of like a mystery. You know, there's all kinds of different things on this planet to participate in. But for me, that's what keeps me alive and keeps me going forward, is looking for the change on a daily basis. A simple little thing. It could be, I don't know, buying a brand new shirt, for example. It's like, whoa, you know, that changes my energy field. Like this guy little right here, you know, kind of gives me a lot of energy. But if we can allow ourselves to get out of the box thinking that we're only limited to this amount of thought or this amount of energy, break free of that. You know, we literally have the universe, the galaxies, the holy ones, all of the almighties out there, whatever your belief system is, all of our ancestors, the Mother Earth, the plants, the animals, you know, the sky, the air, the water kingdoms, fairy kingdom, all of that's at our beck and call. It's like breaking free of this box that we contain our minds in, and just break that box, just crumble it up and let it go. More thoughts will come into play. Priorities, sometimes the holy ones will show us priorities of what we can lend our energy to. You know, it's like, you know, I see on Facebook a lot of times, you know, the media is very, very good, because, you know, if we have a huge problem down in Haiti, for example, a tornado or a hurricane or a typhoon came down through there, I see on Facebook, you know, we're sending all of our prayers down there for those people. Just like what happened in Washington, D.C. here, you know, I'm not sure how many weeks ago, 5 or 6 weeks ago, you know, the demonstration in D.C. that went out of control. You know, on Facebook immediately, we were given energy, you know, to dissolve that conflict at D.C. or wherever it is, you know, wherever there's a natural disaster, we're all on board. We're sending our energy to those areas. If you find something daily that you can offer your energy to, that's a great thing, because now you're sharing your love and your compassion, you know, for those energy fields out there that are in dire straits, if you will. You know, for me, daily, I pray for the children that are suffering, and you know, I'm praying for the unborn every day. And here on the island, it's very interesting, because here on the island of Kauai, they say this is where all of the souls depart off of the planet, and this is where all the souls come into the planet. And I'm not just talking about the human souls, the animals, plants, the fish kingdom, fairy kingdom, even fairies pass away. But they go out of this portal here on this island. They ascend and they go out to their next home. And then the new ones are coming in to replenish. All of the plants, all of the new animals, all of the new humans are coming in through these portals here. And so I continually pray for the new ones that are coming in to replace us, basically. So I'm hoping that kind of clarifies Wilbur's question. I remember one time, as I was talking with Goldie, I don't remember where we were, maybe in San Diego or whatever. But I remember at one big gathering, we had, I'm not sure, maybe 60, 70, 80 people gathered up with Goldie and me. And I think my friend Camilla Blossom was with me at that time. And what Goldie shared with all of us at that gathering, she just spoke out, and it was kind of funny, but she says, starting today, your jobs, each one of you, this is your job starting today. Your job is to find the joy. And that's all she said. Your job is to find the joy. She's saying, come here, Goldie. Goldie, she's saying again, all you have to do is find the joy. That's your job. That's your mission statement. Find the joy. Find the happiness. I remember one time she told the ladies, she says, nurture yourself, pamper yourself. Go sit in a tub and fill it with bubbles. Give yourself a bubble bath. Nurture yourself. Do something good for you. We have to take time to nourish ourselves. And so sometimes we expect other people to be able to do that, but sometimes they fall short. And so it's like, I'll go down to the beach and I tease my friends back up in the high countries in the mainland, up in Nevada and whatever, they're full of snow and it's cold and freezing. And they're, what are you doing over there, Marshall? And I said, oh, not much. I look around. My biggest dilemma is try to find a nice beach where I can work on my tan. And they said, that's not right. I said, well, some Indians are smarter than others. So again, for me, it's in doing the ceremonies most of my life, it was like finding the joy in the ceremony. Why are we creating the ceremonies? We're creating the ceremonies to help relieve the stress and the physical things that are bothering people and the healing work and whatever. And that was my joy. It wasn't me doing that. My joy was calling in all of the ancestors, all of the holy ones, all of the healers, making a place in an area where they can all come into. And so as the people joined into the ceremony, whether there's sweat lodges there or an arbor or a theater or an arena, if you will, or whatever, wherever that sacred place is where the people are coming in, the creator, the holy ones, all the healers and everything are waiting for them. And that's my job. It's not my job to work with them individually. That's the creator's job. All I'm doing is saying, okay, what do you need from me to set up this sacred space for you? And once I've done that, once I've done my job, then I can go find my chair, sit back, relax, and enjoy the fireworks, as I say, because then you see the miraculous healings that are going on with the people as they enter into that sacred space. And the holy ones and all the healers and everything, they're working overtime to help these people. And for me, that's powerful. And I can visualize it and I can feel it and I can see the expression on the people's faces that are getting the healing. I've seen some pretty miraculous healings going on in my lifetime, just by making a sacred space where the creator and the ancestors can work. And so maybe this year, this spring, right now, today, think about how you can make your environment, your home, more sacred. Call in the ancestors, call in your own ancestors, call in the holy ones, and saying, okay, what can I do in my home today to make a place where all of you can come in and work? Try that on for size. So that's your homework for today. Look around your home. Call in the creator, call in the Almighty, the Great Spirit, call in the ancestors, call in all the healers, everybody. Call them in and ask them, what can I do to make a sacred space for you in my home? So that's your job for the day. That's the theme, is making a sacred space in our homes where the creator, the ancestors, the holy ones, everything that is in the holy realms that can work in our home. It's almost like creating a temple, creating an altar place where they can all work. Again, I want to thank you all for listening in today. And again, your mission statement is to find the joy, create a sacred space in your home. Work on that today. I don't care if you have to spend however much money or whatever you need to do. Ask the holy ones, how can I create a sacred space for you in my home? And they'll show you. And if you need some more help, Goldie's available. And she'll help you. All you have to do is say, okay, I ask permission to call in Goldie's spirit. I asked Goldie, I need some help. And she'll be there. She doesn't have anything better to do except to help you out. So call upon her. So I want to thank Rosa and Jigna again for creating this Facebook Live. I want to thank all of you for joining us today. And we're all together in this, you know, and I just make suggestions from my experience to maybe help a better life for you. But these are just guidelines. These are just suggestions that I've understood in my life. And if they help you, great. If you have a better way, share it. So again, I humble myself and honoring all of you who are creating that sacred space, creating the altars, creating your prayers of love. You know, it's very powerful when you can start feeling the energy that we're all coming together. So again, I just kind of remind you, you know, I don't like to talk about funding or whatever, but Goldie says if you are gonna support us in a contribution or whatever, always do it in increments of 7, she says. You know, start with $7 or €7 or whatever currency you're working with around the world, and you know, keep it going, because we've got a long journey ahead of us, and we're trying to update our technical skills and you know, buying new software and doing all that other stuff so we can present more of these videos for you. Thank you. I honor you. I respect you. Beautiful blessings all around. I ask blessings for your home, for your family, for your community, for your lands, all the plants and animals that live with you. And I ask blessings for the Creator. I give the Creator my blessing. I thank you. I thank all the holy ones for coming in. I thank all of my ancestors for coming in, guiding me, directing me, keeping me safe from harm. Please bring me more thoughts of joy, more thoughts of happiness. Again, show me what I can do for you this day. Aho, until next time, safe journeys, blessings.